In this video, I'm going to tell you who you should captain if Haaland's ruled out, if he's doubtful, and if he's available to play. The man himself has got an easy fixture this game week against Forest, and he's the only player on the shortlist to have the home advantage. Bruno's got Newcastle away. I'm not sure right now whether that's a difficult fixture or an easy one. They've got good defensive numbers this season, but they've been defending poor recently. And Salah's got Wolves away. That's undeniably an easy fixture. This shortlist is exactly the same as last game week, so I'm not going to spend too much time on the underlying stats because they've barely changed. The key points are that Haaland comes out on top on the goals and the goals and assists when you combine them both together because his goal scoring's that good. Bruno's by far the most creative player on the shortlist, and in fact the league, to be honest with you. And Salah's been off it this season, but he's not actually as far behind Bruno as he expected on the expected numbers or the actual output. Both of them are quite far behind Haaland. Salah's been on some corners recently, and indirect free kicks, and occasionally direct free kicks as well. Bruno's always been on all three of them, and Haaland doesn't get to take any. All three players on the shortlist are on penalty duties. Moving on to the probability section, these odds are based on the assumption that each player plays 90 minutes, and we will review the expected minutes later on in the video. I am mainly talking about Haaland there, but if they all play the full match, Haaland's got the highest anytime goal scorer odds. Despite Bruno being usually more creative than Salah, he has got a more difficult fixture and Salah's got the highest anytime assist rate, but when you combine them both together, Haaland's got the best chance of returning, and it is only 2% ahead of Salah. Salah gets the additional point for every goal scored, so he closes that gap even further, but Haaland's odds are weighted more towards goals, and I would say they're more reliable. Bruno's odds aren't as reliable, and he is playing further up the pitch, so he's less likely to contribute with defensive contributions. At the same time, he's more likely to hit that mark more than the other two players. On the points projections this game week, just bear in mind that Haaland's a provisional just in case he's fit and available to play. If he is, then he's got the highest on FPL review by 0.1 ahead of Salah, and on Fantasy Football Fix he'd be 1.9 ahead of Bruno. Whilst this video is being recorded, Haaland's currently flagged on FPL with a 75% chance of playing. I expect Fix to drop him to roughly 5 on the points projections. FPL review have already dropped him to 5.1. Just like the probability section, if Haaland's fit and available to play, then he's got the best points projections. If he's got a 75% chance of playing, his average is 5.05 based on what I just discussed on what it would be if he's 75% chance, but Bruno would have higher on 5.2 and Salah's still lower on 4.7, but anything 50% or below of Haaland playing, he has got the lowest points projections. So if he's got a 50% chance of playing or lower, Bruno's got the best. I've never seen these two data models disagree as much as they do on Salah. FPL Review seems to be looking at the long-term data, Fix seems to be looking at more of the recent data. I'd say it's somewhere in the middle. There's no denying that Salah's got the easiest fixture against Wolves away, they've got the worst defensive numbers. At the same time, Haaland's opponents, Forest, who he's got at home, have got the same clean sheet odds. I do think that's partially down to the home advantage, but mainly down to how good City's attack is, especially if Haaland's playing, and if Haaland is fit and available to play and he's nodded out, I do think those clean sheet odds will drop below 10%. Bruno faces Newcastle away from home and their clean sheet odds are nearly twice as high as the other two opponents, and they've got better defensive numbers, but don't forget that's throughout the season. They've just conceded 3 goals at home to Everton, and recently they have been shipping goals, so maybe the fixture's not quite as difficult as these defensive numbers suggest throughout the whole season, but at the same time they are still impressive numbers and they were made by the same defence. It is a quick turnaround between the matches this game week. Bruno and Salah only get 2 recovery days and they both featured for 90 minutes in their last match. Bruno's expected to play 90 minutes again, Salah's expected to play near enough the full match. As for Haaland, it really does depend on his availability. If he's fit and available to play, he's had 10 rest days and he featured for 90 minutes in his last match. But the expected minutes on the screen are displayed if he's got a 75% chance of playing. Whilst you're watching this video, you might know his availability. If he's fit and available to play, he's hands on the best captain. Right now I'm going to play off the information that we already know up until this point, which is his 75% chance of playing. If it remains like this, I still think he's the best captain. There was 2 occasions last season where Isak was flagged. A lot of people didn't captain him because they didn't want a cameo or anything like that. He started, got attacking returns, outscored the most popular captain, and I walked away with the points. If a player's injured, they're probably not even going to be on the bench like last game. If he's fit and available to play, he'll probably start and play near enough the full match. So I think if that's the case, I think he's the best captain. If he's ruled out, I do think Bruno's a lot more reliable than Salah. Salah's got a better fixture, but he isn't as reliable and Newcastle have been shipping goals recently. If you found this video informative, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos like this, including my team selection video this game week. I'm flying up the ranks at the minute.